Hey songwriters, if you want to develop your craft, write better songs that are lyrically impactful, melodically catchy, and captivate listeners all around the world, then you're in the right place. My name's Danny Boyle, I'm the founder of Songwriters International. I've helped 3,115 songwriters just like you do this exact thing for their songwriting and go on and craft songs that they truly believe in. So in this video I'm going to share with you the 3 tricks that have transformed my songwriting, thousands of other songwriters' process, and transform yours too, so that you can sit down, feel confident, and write songs that you ultimately, wholeheartedly believe in. Now the problem with a lot of songwriters is they'll spend hour upon hour crafting a song to then listen back to it and not feel happy with what they've created. So what do we need to be doing? Well, what are the 3 tricks? I'm going to break down number 1 here. Now first thing, we're going to take this guitar and we're going to go and put it away. Oftentimes, a lot of songwriters will jump to a keyboard, jump to a guitar, and write with no clear direction. And what I mean by no clear direction is we don't understand where we're taking the song. What is the point and the purpose of our song? Who are we talking to? What are we talking about? And all of these other things that we should understand from the beginning. It's a little bit like driving a car. If you get behind the wheel and you start to drive and you don't know the route that you need to take to get to the location that you're going to go to, you're going to get lost. And that's the enemy with songwriting, is people are getting in the car theoretically, driving without any understanding the actual turns that they need to take at what point to help them get to the end of the song quicker and more efficiently. So all songwriters have at the end of the session is a song that is either not finished, a song that they don't truly believe in, or a hell of a lot of writer's block throughout that process. So here simply is how we are going to overcome it. First thing first, we're going to actually come back to the drawing board. We're going to figure out what is the point of our song. Now we might have a song title, we might have a phrase, we might have a quote, or just a general concept of a song, and we're going to figure out what are we actually trying to talk about. What is the point? What is the overarching message we are trying to deliver at the end of this song? Another way to look at it is to imagine you are at the end of the song, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes long, however long it is, and you are actually thinking, what is it that I want the listener to feel and think and understand about this song by the time they've come to the end? And that's what's going to be the point of your song. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take that main message and that main point and we're going to dissect it into portions. We identify the point, we then dissect. What are we saying in verse 1? What is the message in verse 1 what they're trying to deliver? What is the message now in the chorus? Okay, now that we've said this in verse 1 and the chorus, what are we trying to deliver in verse 2? Now again, to come back to the driving analogy, imagine you're behind the wheel now and you know the destination that you're going to, but you also know every single turn that you need to take on that journey. That's going to make that journey so much smoother and less frustrating, and you're not going to get stuck or lost. This is what you want with your songwriting. You want the least resistance to write the best song in the most efficient amount of time. So clarify the point. What is the message we're trying to deliver to the listener? What do we want them to think, feel by the end of that song? And then when we actually go and dissect that, we figure out what is each section of our song saying. Verse 1, chorus, or whatever it is you have as your structure of the song. Trick number 2. Every song has at least one of the following things: a great lyric or great hook. And in most cases, most songs actually have both. They have a great lyric and a great melody, unless traditionally you're writing folk music where it's primarily just the lyric. Now, why are these 2 parts of the song so important? Well, let's look at the lyric first. The lyric is actually what's delivering the story to the listener. And I'm sure you're like, Danny, yes, I know that, but not many people actually dissect the song this way. If you want to tell a story, you want to actually take the listener on a journey, then we do that through the lyric. If we want to progress the story, we want to start at A and we want to take them to B in terms of the story and the progression of how we get there, then it's through the words that we actually say. Now, if you want to create something that is hooky and catchy and repetitive and all of those things that you hear that a song should be, then how do we do it? You guessed it, melody. Melody is the hook of any song that you are going to write. Now you can create a hook on a piano, a guitar, you can do it with your vocal, which is very traditional. You might do it in the post-production stage with a violin, a saxophone, whatever you want to use. But that's how we're going to create the melody. And every great song on this planet Earth, in most cases, has a great lyric, which is the story, and a great melody, which is the hook. And if you get those two things right, then you're well on your way to a great song. Of course, you have structure, and you have rhyme, and you have chords, and you have production, and you have mixing and mastering, and all of those other things. But for me, they are secondary thoughts in my process. I want a great lyric, I want a great melody, and everything thereafter can be worked on. And finally, trick number 3, and this is so often overlooked by songwriters, is writing from a place of truth. Be honest, be vulnerable with your song. Because if you can write something that is authentic to you, what is going to happen? Well, you're going to be able to deliver that song far more authentically. You're going to be able to be real. Imagine it like this. You are going to see a person, a good friend of yours, and you're having a conversation. You are just telling them something that is truthful, that has happened in your life. Whereas if you made up a story, it's far harder for you to resonate with that story. It's far harder for you to try and relate to something that is not authentic or true. So where possible and where you can, write from a place that is authentic and real to you, because I can guarantee that you will write that lyric far better, the story will come across, and the realness in the song will then be passed on to the listener. And as I said just a few moments ago, imagine it like this. When you are writing that song and you are writing from a place of truth, something that is real, that has happened in your life, whether that's losing a loved one, whether that is falling in love, whether that is a heartbreak, or whether that is traveling around the world or something else, whatever you can connect to, dive into that section and actually draw on it, draw from that experience. And imagine you are delivering that to a friend. A friend is in front of you asking of your current situation or the things that you've experienced, and you're telling them about a certain topic that has happened in your life. Imagine you are just having that conversation, person to person, because that's what songwriting is in its core. It is talking to other people through the form of music, through the form of a lyric, through the form of a melody. And as soon as you strip it back to its basic core elements, that's all songwriting really is. So imagine you are literally having a conversation with a friend, and it will make the process far more easier. And there is cases in songwriting that not every song you write can ultimately come from a place of truth and authenticity, but where you can actually leverage that, it's only going to help you write a better song at the end of that session. So go ahead, use those 3 tricks into your songwriting to allow you to write songs that you truly believe in, that come easier to you, and that you can go on, release, monetize, and do all of those good things that we do when we write songs. Now, I've also got an opportunity for you to book a free one-to-one songwriting call with me, where we can actually dive into your process, how you're writing songs, what you're doing, and all of those good things, and I can give you a plan of action to where you need to go next. So if you want to do that, that's in the description below. Hit that link, head on over, book a call with me, and we can actually go through that. If you haven't already, please consider dropping a subscribe for more videos just like this, where we talk things all songwriting and we deep dive into those.